Hi, everybody. This is Jim Cornette, pro wrestling legend, and you're listening to the Book in the Territory Unprofessional Wrestling Podcast.
Woo, Messi, this is professional wrestler Jimmy Valiant, the Boogie Woogie Man. Tell my people, my brothers and sisters, don't you dare miss Booking the Territory. Oh, yeah.
This is a one-man gang. You're listening to Booking the Territory Pro Wrestling Podcast.
This is the artist formerly known as Daryl Van Horn, James Mitchell, the Sinister Minister, and I'm here to let you know I would rather slam my cock in a car door than to miss the dulcet tones of Hard Body Harper, my illegitimate son, on Booking the Territory podcast.
Welcome back, everyone, to this week's episode of Booking the Territory, the unprofessional wrestling podcast, where today we're talking Starrcade 1987 Part 2. We did Part 1 last week, and now we're rolling right along to Part 2. Starrcade took place again on November the 26th, 1987. And I'm sitting here with Doc and Hardbody Harper, who are mad at me right now, but that's a story for another day.
No, it's a story for right fucking now, pal.
Yeah.
We're already behind. We've been censored. This is a big pile of bullshit. And you were like, today you try to do your little Book in the Territory mind games. You're like, just get mad at Harper about it. He was too stupid to know what's going on. And I was like, no. We're not going to do that. What we're talking about here is that Harper and I cut such a vicious, scandalous set of commentary on a recent Smoky Mountain episode that we put in the can that Mike said he didn't want his name attached. So it's got to be funny, right?
So yeah. Now you're working that angle when a second ago you were begging not to release it.
Well, I mean, I do have some scruples and Harper was filthy. Let's get that. I mean,
whatever.
He was, dude. You went a little far, don't you think?
Nah.
No. You still hold a grudge from the time that one dude jumped you and started choking you, don't you?
I hate those people. And they're dogs, too.
Do they smell like their dogs?
Why do white people smell like puppy dog, Doc?
You'd have to tell me. We can't smell ourselves that way.
They probably smell like Petco because they're always in there buying overpriced fucking dog food and
irons and shit.
Yeah, and they think their dog is a fucking child. And they got to bring their dog everywhere they fucking go. They go to a bar, the fucking dog's with them.
What's the deal with taking a fucking dog to the bar?
They're fucking losers. They're fucking losers. I have a dog. You know where he is? In the fucking backyard or sitting on the fucking floor, bro. I'm not, it's Friday night. Hold on. Let me get fucking, I got to get the dog first. The fuck, man? I fucking hate that shit.
How many people, you work at a bar every once in a while, how many people bring their dogs in?
Too many.
Yep.
Wait. Oh, wait. Serious question. One, Harper, you have a dog. I'm going to assume that's a shoot. I didn't know that. But two, are you being serious when you say people bring their dogs to the bar?
Oh, yeah, dude.
Well, the bar serves food, so it's considered a restaurant, so you can't bring them in. But they go back to the patio with them. And it's like, dude,
did they shit in the bar? Like in the patio area?
They go outside, put this way. I've never seen it or been exposed to it. But I would be surprised.
You know what happened? Somewhere along the way, these fucking hipster white people decided that their bar had to be just like their home. So there has to be fucking games and board games and parcheesi. And you gotta bring your dog and your kids. Man, I want to go someplace where it's smoke filled and I can listen to either some real hardcore country or some AC/DC, and we can pretend that the world doesn't exist for like 2 hours, and we can get blackout drunk.
I like that.
Yeah, see, that's how it goes.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I'm not disputing that. I didn't have not been exposed to the fact
these motherfuckers want to go bring Scrappy the dog and listen to fucking their own personal iPod mix with it.
Yeah, fuck that.
Fuck that. I want to listen to some AC/DC and get blackout drunk and not have to worry about keeping up with my fucking dog.
And these people don't fucking realize is not everyone thinks your dog is cute.
Your dog is ugly just like your kid.
Yes.
And your fantasy football team sucks.
I find this funny because Doc is actually a very much a dog lover.
I love my dogs. When I'm in my house, my dogs can be on the couch. They can sleep in the bed with us. I think crates are stupid. I'm full on animal because I like animals way more than I like anybody listening to this show. But
playing heel.
But dude, there's too much. Like, your dog gets spooked and bites me, I'm going to have to whip you and your dog's ass.
No one thinks of that. What happens is, because you're always like, he's a rescue, and that's another term I fucking hate. He's a fucking rescue? Was he held captive by fucking ISIS and the fucking Navy SEAL fucking saved your fucking pit bull mix in fucking Syria? The fuck was he rescued from? You went to the SPCA and you got a fucking dog. And they make up these little terms, rescue, to make themselves feel special, like they did something great. You went to the fucking pound and said, yeah, I'll take that one. Fuck. That's all the fuck you did.
See what you've done, Mike.
He's a fucking rescue. Like the fucking SWAT team kicked in the door. It's like, get the dog, go, 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 go. Blue team, go, go, go. Get the dog, go. He's been rescued. Yay. The fuck.
Okay. Actually, they're like rescue organizations. I think that's what they mean, Harper, when they say they got to rescue. Like,
I don't give a shit. You didn't rescue shit. You adopted a stray dog or a stray fucking cat. That's all the fucking. You went on the internet to some, dogs without borders or whatever the fuck, some fucking shit, and said, yeah, that one looks fucking cute. I'll take that one. Click, submit. How much? Submit. But boom. And then you went and picked the goddamn thing up. Don't act like you did something special. And the pit bull shit. Fuck.
What about pit bulls?
Is that the only dog breed left? I mean, what happened to fucking Cocker Spaniels and fucking Labrador? Fuck. Fuck that, bro. That's like having. Look, I know there's pit bulls that aren't fucking Michael Vick pit bulls, but it's not worth the fucking risk.
No kidding.
To me, a pit bull, it's like taking a loaded pistol and putting it on your kitchen counter. No one's going to touch it today, maybe not tomorrow, maybe for a fucking year, but sooner or later something stupid's going to happen, and someone's going to pick up that fucking gun and do something stupid. That's like what having a pit bull's like.
And you know what's worse than pit bulls? Chows. The chow.
Oh, fuck, I remember them. With the purple tongues and shit.
That's a mean-ass dog, man.
That's a mean dog,
That's
pal.
a mean... you're talking about pit bulls, and I think it's hilarious, but as we're sitting here about to do Starrcade 87 Part 2, but I honest to God, those chows, those are the meanest little fucking bastards I've ever been around in my life.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Special shout out to our largest patron contributors monthly, Disrespectfully Classy, Barkey Blassie, Hall of Fame patron at K_row86, and Mike Childry. Thank you. Your recent shirts should be on the way. I don't have any weird news of the week. We're actually recording, honestly, everyone on a short week this week because Harper has Wildcat Sports this coming Wednesday. So by the time you hear this, it's going to be a week and a half since the time we recorded. But we had to do that because the man is going to be in his canary yellow pants and he's going to be working on Wednesday with Wildcat, doing his thing. And who knows, maybe his tag team will come away with the titles. Actually, I don't know. I don't even know what's going on with the tag titles. But with all that said, hopefully if you went to Wildcat, you had a good time. So that's why we're recording early. Doc, before I keep going, do you have any like shout outs or Docaholic spotlights or anything like that?
No.
No, you sound really mad. That's nice.
I know. There was some dude hold on. There's some guy that's a Docaholic on Twitter, and he had like 5 followers. So I think I should make his day. And hold on a second. You just talk about sending people free shirts and shit.
No. While you do that, I want to remind everyone to go join the Facebook group. Just search Booking the Territory - the Unprofessional Wrestling Podcast, or Booking the Territory Podcast - the Unprofessional Wrestling Podcast. Ask to join the group. We'll let you in, and we'll keep it moving. And trust me, it is very unprofessional there. Harper,
how unprofessional can it be? You probably censored them just like you censor Harper and I.
Well, no, it's just a politics-free zone and religion-free zone, but that's about it. Harper actually posted a great post earlier today. He posted this woman doing yoga, and Jesus.
Yeah.
Christ. Harper, did you see that? Did you see that somebody posted a picture of JoJo from WWE?
Yeah, I saw that. Fuck, man.
Oh my God.
It's a birthday or some shit.
I bet you'd like to give her some whipping cream or something for that birthday of hers, huh?
She's only 25 years old.
You got a little cream on those lips.
Nice.
Remember the
All right, Doc.
Sopranos?
Oh, yeah. Remember that?
Harper sent me the scene today with Richie and Chrissy. You touch my niece again. Marry her if you want to put your hands on her. Good kid. Anyway, Doc, do you have what you want, or can I keep rolling? And then you're still looking at
No, we got Dustin Roberts out here. He's talking about, in his opinion, which usually isn't worth anything, but in this case will make it worth something, that we're the best wrestling podcast out there. And in his pathetic life, he's looking forward to every Thursday and Sunday night for them shits to drop. So he's a hashtag docaholic too, so you know that's
you can't even like be nice to people who like you.
And then
I'm the asshole.
I can't say this guy's name. Troy Anspaugh says that we're the best wrestling pod out there, and it feels like three friends. Well, that's where he's wrong there. Shooting the shit in classic wrestling happens to be on. Well, there's two guys that are friends here, and then there's Mike.
Yeah, Dick.
And then you were asking for a grade for last night's pay-per-view. Let me go ahead and slide in this DF piece here and vote that up. Most people gave it a B, so most people, as I have said forever, are stupid. And the 18% that gave it an A are working an angle and doing a bit.
So y'all actually sat and watched the whole thing?
I watched a lot of it because the boy wanted to watch it.
Blame it on his son.
And it was bad, dude.
Yeah.
It was bad.
By the time this airs, that'll be 2 weeks ago. So let's keep the show moving. How does that
sound? And so let me see here. You know who else gets the spotlight? He's got it before, but he's getting it again. That Journey Cornette guy that does the haikus for the Smoky Mountains always kind of pops me. He does good work. So for that, he gets some spotlight too, because he actually puts some creative work into things, unlike you, Mike.
He's very, very creative. I have to give him credit. Journey Cornette. Become a patron, but you are very creative, man. I must say.
He's not a patron?
I don't know. I mean, the thing is, like, I'm
taking that back.
These Twitter like parodies, like him and Mullet Morton, and I don't know. There's a million of them out there. Like,
are you trying to tell me that Mullet Morton's down there at the shoot job sweeping up the warehouse, and he's not a patron?
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'll see guys like that tweet about the Patron episode, so that tells me that they're a patron. The problem is I don't really know who they are, because even when you sign up on Patreon or Podbean Patron in the past, you don't have to put an actual name, so there's no way of knowing who it is. You
told me you had a master guide that had all of their real names attached. Is that not?
Yeah.
There's no most people, I don't say most people, a lot of people do put their real name, but you don't have to. So there's no way of telling.
That seems sketchy.
Well, it is what it is, so I don't know what to tell you. I mean,
the internet's a dirty place.
It really is. Can we get into Starrcade now? I mean, 15 minutes in, we haven't even touched Starrcade yet, Doc. And you're the one who always says we need to hurry up. So, Doc.
All right, so there were some great, so Rick won the title. All right. Hit the tagline.
Give me a chance to actually start the actual Patreon video.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. All right. So again, this is Starrcade 1987 Part 2. Last week we did Part 1. If you haven't heard that and you're tuning in for the first time, make sure you go back and check out Part 1. For now, let's get started. So we immediately go to the ring for the Road Warriors versus Tully Blanchard and Arn Anderson. And Doc, I did want to play them introducing like Tully and Arn and then the Road Warriors.
Let me say something real quick though that I noticed this week that's along this line. Man, don't sleep on how great Dr. Tom Miller is as a ring announcer. That guy made it feel like a big fight feel.
Yeah, that guy's good.
He's real good. I did some reading on him. He died at when he was 52 years old and shit. He only lived 5 or 6 more years after this. But he was a disc jockey in the Greensboro area. So
that's probably how they found him then, and then he just
nothing gets by you.
You're an asshole. You know that?
Well, okay. And then so I like him better than I like a guy like Bruce Buffer or whatever his name is, Bruce Banner or what. Let's get ready to stumble or whatever his name is.
I remember WCW used to fucking always book that guy.
Pay him $100,000 or some shit just to come in and say that shit. Fuck that. This guy, you know what Dr. Tom sounds like? He sounds like a guy that would be introducing one of Rocky's big fights and shit. That shit's good.
I love it when it's the rock and roll match against Midnight. He goes, "The Rock and Roll Express."
He knew what he was doing out there.
Mm-hmm.
He was damn good. I will say that. He really was solid at doing his job and announcing the participants and then doing everything. So with that said, let me play him introducing this tag team match for the NWA World Tag Team titles.
Ladies and gentlemen, this event is a tag team match, one fall with a 45-minute time limit for the World's Tag Team Championship. Introducing first, in the corner to my right, the challengers from Chicago, Illinois, with a combined wrestling weight of 585 pounds, accompanied by their manager, Paul Ellering, fans, Hawk and Animal, the Legion of Doom, the Road Warriors. And now, the World's Tag Team Champions, 2 members of the dreaded 4 Horsemen. First, from San Antonio, Texas, weighing in at 236 pounds, Tully Blanchard. And his team partner from Minnesota, weighing in at 250 pounds, the man they call the Enforcer, Arn Anderson. They are accompanied by their manager and advisor, James J. Dillon.
I don't know about y'all, but when you listen to an intro like that,
I'm ready to get this shit on.
You hear the cheers for the Warriors and then the boos for Arn and Tully, and Doc said it. Let's fucking roll. It feels like a big deal. That's what I wanted to say. Doc, your thoughts on just the introduction?
I also noticed that Arn and Tully weren't in the business of powdering out, and I know that Hawk and Animal didn't bum rush those guys either.
Good point. At the start of it, very much. Harper, in the intro, what were your thoughts on just the intro?
It makes it sound real, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm. In this corner, the challenger, Rocky Balboa.
And they got their weights.
Yeah.
And show respect.
Where did we go wrong?
I don't know, man. I don't
Vince, that's where.
Man,
making
this
shit a fucking cartoon.
Okay. Let's focus on Starrcade, Doc. So the best way to describe this match, at least for me, is that the Warriors were booked very strong, as you would expect. I felt like they dominated Tully and Arn for the most part. It was the last few minutes that Tully and Arn finally, start to get some extended offense in where they're, working over Hawk's knee. Tully eventually gets the figure 4 in on Hawk. Tag is made eventually to Arn, though. Arn is in. Hawk fights back, makes a hot tag. Eventually, Tully railroads Tommy Young, who goes flying on the outside. Young and Hebner are out actually cold on the outside. The Warriors do hit their finish. Hebner decides to roll into the ring, and he counts to 3. And it looks for a second like we have new NWA World Tag Team Champions. But nope, Tommy Young says, hell no, because Animal threw Arn over the top rope at one point, and we got another screwy finish involving the goddamn Jim Crockett Promotions referees. Nothing against Tommy Young, but it is what it is. Now, I kind of gave the rundown of the match. We know what happens. I want to throw it to Doc first in your assessment on what you thought you saw there.
Man, we weren't 20 seconds into this match, and Hawk pressed Arn, and I swear JR was like, my God. So that was a early there. Man, did you notice that we took a step up and the crowd is into this shit? If you know, the crowd is engaged. We've had they started to pick up a little bit during that scaffold match. But the crowd's been sitting on their hands for the large part from last week's show. They're into this shit tonight. They have ratcheted it up here. How great is Arn, though? Just flopping and flying and, helping the Road Warriors look strong. I don't know why it took me this many matches, but what the shit's up with that fucking ring apron saying TWN?
The Wrestling Network.
Yeah.
I know that, but that shit is stupid.
They were trying to get that shit over.
I know, but one time, we're going to get to this in a little bit, but one point they go back and talk to somebody and it says TWN, then they go over to the other locker room and it says NWA. You can't confuse people. I ain't even trying to be like, you can't confuse the marks. It would be like Coca-Cola calling their shit something else. You just can't do that.
Well, the problem with the TWN, the Wrestling Network, is somebody who remembers this firsthand because you saw it on at least I feel like you saw it on UWF TV, because, obviously JCP had bought UWF, but to me, it never meant anything. So I would hear them say the Wrestling Network, but that shit didn't mean anything to me because at the end of the day, I was churning it to channel 17, TBS, to watch my wrestling, or at the time UWF was WWL by then, I believe, at 10:30 at night, 10:35 at night. So on Saturday. So yeah, it said the Wrestling Network, but there was no channel that I knew of that was the Wrestling Network. You turn it to, you know what I'm saying? You turn it to channel 30 and it's that's the Wrestling Network. You get wrestling on there all the time. So TWN didn't mean anything.
What you're trying to say is, quite frankly, that platform had no brand equity.
No.
I don't know if I meant it like that, but okay. Kind of, sort of. Anyway, Doc, what else you have on this match?
Well, you said it too, but this is the only finish we seem to know on how to get out of these matches. Shit.
Yeah, okay.
So here's the thing. The Road Warriors were booked so strong. Why couldn't you have Tully chicken shit a pen, and everybody still has their heat?
I actually have another idea, but I want to ask Harper what he had on this match first before I tell you what I thought. I think would have worked here. Go ahead, Doc. Harper.
Man, I loved it when fucking Arn goes up in the very beginning, and an Animal, or it's a Hawk. You think he's just gonna flip him over, right? Take the old Ric Flair bump. Wrong. He picks him up off the goddamn turnbuckle and fucking walks around with him, and then he fucking drops him. No, I've never seen that before. No one does that shit. And
it's a strong bastard to pull that off.
Yeah, and it was to show, fucking strength. And I love when they worked his fucking knee. They fucking chopped him down.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking ring psychology. And he sold the knee pretty much the whole damn match until it started breaking down.
Gee, what a novel concept.
I know, huh?
Well, it was perfect because it started off with the Road Warriors dominating for a while. I mean,
yes.
And then you're right, like you chopped down a big redwood tree they finally start breaking breaking the leg to get the big powerful man off the feet. I mean, it just was really old school. We sound like broken records, but it's just a fact, and that's what made it so great back then. What else you had from it, Harper?
It was fucking great. And then I wrote down on here, Road Warriors, new champs. Then I was like, wait, no. Tommy Young's a bitch. I thought they won it.
We're going to listen to the crowd in a second. So, Doc, you were talking about do some kind of screwy finish where the heels win by cheating. Did I hear you correctly?
Yeah, they do some hoobie-gooby, Tully hits them, schoolboys them, or rolls them up. Why not?
All right.
Would that be so bad?
Well, we already know the results for later in the night, but I'm going to throw something at you. Why not just... I realized Tully and Orton had just got the belts. Am I crazy to think, why didn't the Warriors just win in their hometown? Or is it because you'd never get the belts off of them again? And they didn't need the belts. Because you hear Cornette say that all the time. They didn't need the belts, which they didn't. I mean, they were over.
Well, the problem is when they get them, then they got to lose them.
Right, that's true. That's true.
Well, and the other thing is that you could argue that based on the reputation and the promos that get cut, your point is right on that. What?
Come on, Mike, put your phone down.
Arn and Tully need them more than the Road Warriors do.
Yes.
That's true. That's very true. All right. So I'll tell you what now.
And we're not just going to give somebody the title because they showed up today.
That's true too. Well, let's do everyone a favor, and we'll go to the close of the match. Where? Oh, go ahead. You got something else?
I have ages for these combatants, but if we're still in the match, we're still in the match.
Okay, yeah. Let me play this is the finish of the match. Listen to the crowd and listen to how things just kind of break down and go nuts here. Here it is.
Grab the leg. Blanchard tripped Animal. Anderson and Animal of the ligament. Tommy Young hit hard on the floor, Jim. On his back. And on goes sailing over the top. Anderson went over the top rope. Both referees down out there. Double clothesline by the Road Warriors on Tully Blanchard.
They just hit the finisher.
This could be
Oh, Tommy Young.
That made the what's going on? Evidently, Anderson run over the top rope. The Animal boosts him over the top. And that's what Tommy Young is saying. Tommy Young is the referee in charge. He's going to take the belts away from the Warriors. And the Road Warriors are not going to give them up.
I love it. They're leaving without the belts. With the belts.
And we're going to take a look at what happened over the top rope. I'm assuming Tommy Young hits hard. Earl Hebner comes down.
Doc, your thoughts? Anything on the finish there? Anything else I should ask?
The people are engaged and invested in the outcomes here.
Imagine if the referee just like snatched the belts away from him like a kid that's got a toy and just gave him the fucking Arn and Tully, and they were holding up the fucking belts. Like, I bet they'll probably start throwing crap in a ring.
So that you're right, Harper. That was probably a smart move to let the Warriors walk out with them, like, you know, they were going to keep them. Which I actually thought that was kind of cool, like the fact that they left with the belts. You actually can hear, if you listen to the very end, a faint bullshit chant at the end of it. But I thought that was a smart move, having him walk out. Doc, what else?
I think that's about it. So.
All right, Harper, you have anything, or you want to hear the ages of the competitors there? From Doc?
That's cool.
What you got, Doc? Ages.
All right. Well, who would you think is our oldest combatant?
Tully.
Tully? Yeah, Tully.
You would be correct. Tully is 33. And he's not the oldest by a lot. So who do you think would be next?
Animal.
I don't think it's Arn. I think Arn's the youngest.
All right. So next would be Hawk at 30. Animal is 27.
Damn. That's young. All right. How old is Arn?
And in what continues to be one of the most startling age to face ratios in the history of man, Arn is 29 years old.
How old
But
does
if I'd
he
have
look,
said,
Harper?
but if I'd have said he was 41, nobody would have blinked an eye other than expecting it.
You could.
They probably fired him from WWE because they thought he was 72 years old.
You could have said he's 45 right there, and nobody would have blinked.
If you didn't know the angle, the gimmick.
I forgot how much hair he used to have.
No shit, but he's in his 20s.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know anybody in their 20s that you would trust to do anything, but they put the tag belt on him.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy.
You talk about how times are changed, man. Think about that. You couldn't find a 20-year-old that you would trust to go get your mail in from the mailbox and bring it back without getting lost or fucking doing something stupid. And Arn Anderson's out there at 29 years old running shit.
And then he's been doing it for about five or 6 years prior.
Right.
Yeah, man. Arn is the same age then he is now. I mean, if you see pictures of him now, he doesn't look that much older.
He got big, but who didn't? But Tully's only 33. And shit, Tully's almost done at this point.
Yeah,
he's
Tully lost all his hair and everything.
Tully's only got about, 3 more years here? At most?
This is 87.
3. I don't think he even has. I think he has like 1, if that.
No, he's got.
Nah, he's at 89.
Is he?
Yeah. He's got a little more. He's got a little more than that because they leave and go to WWF, and then
they got to bust some brains up there.
Well, not just that. Didn't he do some stuff in like early ECW?
Yeah, but I mean like.
Oh, okay.
For real. Not showing up to fight like one match in ECW or some shit.
Okay, no, I got you. Well, I mean, if you want to say he's getting near the end, yeah, that's a fact.
He's 33.
All right, so we keep moving, and if you're watching on Patreon at tinyurl.com/PatreonBTT, you would have seen. I didn't play the audio, but I was letting it roll while we were talking. Magnum TA and a gentleman by the name of Jack Gregory, and Gregory just
who's Jack Gregory?
Well, he worked behind the scenes on UWF programming in Florida, and I think the worldwide shows. Don't quote me on that. But they're basically just filling up some time because they got to put that goddamn cage up. And then
man, you know what I thought at first? I'd forgotten that these were cage matches. I was like, man, what are they doing? Putting the damn scaffold back up?
Yeah, I forgot about Lex and was fucking Lex and Dusty a cage match? It was scheduled for that? I don't remember that.
I remember. Yeah. Oh yeah, I do because Johnny Weaver's got the key.
Right, keeper of the key. So that's the only reason why I remember it, because of that whole promo and whatnot. But so then they go to Nikita, and Nikita. I thought he was actually good. He put over Terry Taylor as a tough champ. How you say two belt? Nikita's faces that he makes when he's cutting that promo is just ridiculous. It looks like he's struggling to push out a log out of his ass that just ain't made to come out or something. I can't explain it, but anyway. How you say two belt? Anyway, I wasn't gonna play it. Doc, thoughts on Nikita?
I try not to.
Yeah.
Okay. What about you, Harper?
Yeah. Don't be playing that.
Yeah. No. I hadn't planned on it.
Uh-oh. Here's some message board about Jack Gregory where it says he was a sports guy in Raleigh, and he also worked for Championship Wrestling from Florida. But it says here, and I'm gonna read this unsubstantiated alleged account from some sketchy wrestling message board. Does it sound legit to you? Seem legit to y'all?
It's a wrestling message board. I mean,
after his work with JCP, he had a failed business, a divorce, and a drug charge, which he got a suspended sentence. He suffered from severe depression and endured hospitalizations and suicide attempts.
That's nice, Doc.
And had electroshock therapy. And I guess that's where it stops. I don't have any resolution on that, so there you go. I hope he's doing well today.
That's nice.
How much would it take for you to get one session of electroshock therapy?
They still do that?
I'm sure for the right price you could get anything done. I mean, I'm sure it's going to scramble your eggs a little bit, but I mean, how much money would it take?
Okay. All right.
I'm trying to see how much it would cost to see if I could get you to do this.
Let's keep going. J.J. Dillon comes out and he cuts a meat and potatoes promo. Again, you can see it on tinyurl.com/PatreonBTT. And he talks about his team retaining the tag titles, and Lex is going to retain his belt. And there was a flub at the end when he said the Road Warriors are going to share in that glory too. JJ was just trying to fill up time. But anyway.
Do you know how much it costs to get some electroshock therapy?
How much?
It's like $2,500 a session.
Anything else? Because I don't care.
Oh, well, I was trying to see if we needed to start a GoFundMe for Jack Gregory, but whatever.
Okay. Let's go to Tony Schiavone and Jim Ross, who have less second thoughts on Dusty Rhodes and Lex Luger. Here it is.
Okay, Bob Cottle, so there you have it. Unified World Television title, and James J. Dillon, very, very confident, Jim Ross.
Very confident, Tony, I think, yet, and very concerned about this situation because we have seen Dusty Rhodes basically rise from the ashes on many occasions. He has turned back every challenge that has faced him in his career. But can he turn back the total package, Lex Luger, we're about to find?
And the terrible dubbed-in music starts.
Well, that music really hurt this beginning of this match for me. That was just generic jackassery.
Yeah.
Generic jackassery. All right. Okay, so we'll get into the match. Remember, Johnny Weaver is the keeper of the key of the cage. Very early, Dusty gets the Weaver lock in for like 2 seconds, but Lex decides to break it, or he breaks it. And then a short time later, Dusty locks it in again for a second or two, but Lex is able to break it. About halfway through, Dusty gets busted open. Now, I don't know. I keep thinking back just 2 years ago. We saw so much more blood, and now this is only the second blood that we've seen. Whereas in Starrcade 85, everybody bled. Literally everyone bled, including J.J. Dillon. I mean, come on. Even the manager was bleeding back then. But after seeing Jericho's juice job recently, Dusty's juice job here was pretty good. But, God, man, we just watched Jericho's a couple weeks ago, and holy shit. Anyway, Doc, any thoughts on this match before I was actually going to play the finish, but I want to get you and Harper's thoughts first. What do you think?
I don't know. I wanted to like this more than I did, and I know everybody's wanting me to bash on it because Luger's involved. I didn't think Luger was that bad here. I don't know if it was because of the tag team match before it or the world title match after it. But I had a hard time getting into this match.
Yeah, this didn't pull me in as much as I thought it would.
See? Listen to Harper. He knows what's up here.
Yeah.
No, actually, both of your thoughts are what I think a lot of people thought of this back then. I think, one, people were tired of Dusty. That's going to get worse. And
I don't know though, man. He got a pop when he won, dude. People were standing up too.
I agree, he got a pop, but he's wearing thin on a lot of fans. I know it don't seem like it. I mean, remember, we've seen him many times in the studio.
Is he, or is he wearing thin on these smarty fans?
Okay, I'm not going to get into that.
And it's just, these are both cage matches you could win by escaping the cage or climbing out of it, right? Was that the rules, or it was just pinfall?
I don't think they ever clarified.
Because I noticed both of these finishes, you would think you would have two cage matches. Somebody would have won by climbing out of it.
Well, at least Flair and Garvin got up there a little bit.
Yeah, right.
I actually have another complaint related to the cages, but I'm going to talk about it in the Garvin versus Flair match next, because I have an issue with something that happened.
Uh-oh.
As good as it was. No. It's just something, a minor technicality. Leave it at that. Okay, so I tell you what. Let's go now to the finish of the. Well, let's go to the finish of it. I actually should ask Harper first. Harper, did you have any other thoughts before we play the finish?
No, you can go.
All right, here it is.
And obviously, it's a lot. The physical punishment in this one has been horrendous. There it is again. There's the wheel up. And Jim Ross, it's in the center of the ring. In the center. He's on him. And Rose is up. He's on top. He's got his weight and his leverage, and the Weaver lock is locked in. But JJ has nailed Johnny Weaver with the chair. And he's looking to get in the ring. Chair over the top. The referee was nailed by Luger. This is the ace in the hole, you gotta believe. They found that steel chair in the ring, J.J. Dillon. Luger getting the chair. Rhodes got him. Rhodes got him. Yes. What an electrifying moment. What a moment to witness, Jim. The American dream has done it for the wrestling fans, for everybody that's found his career, for the blue collar, for everybody, every shade, every color. The American dream is the new United States heavyweight champion.
All right, so Dusty won. Doc, your thoughts on the finish and how it went down?
Well, the people don't seem tired of him there.
Well, to one audience.
The paying audience, okay.
I mean, it's one venue.
He's
I'm glad to know
Chicago.
I'm glad to know that somebody who knows how to do research and stuff bases his opinions on the opinions of one crowd.
They gave those people what they wanted to see. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, that was a good finish.
Oh, I didn't say it wasn't. I'm just saying Doc's making this big deal about Dusty and people not being tired of him. And
Oh, just because John Hitchcock and his smart fans are tired of him, then we got to think everybody is?
Well, Bruce Mitchell was giving you shit on Twitter one day, too. Just so
Great.
You know.
He's 78 years old, and he was there and speaks for everyone.
I'm just saying.
What's he going to say about me? He don't know me.
Okay, and you don't know him, sir, but you're talking about him and Hitchcock.
I'm just saying maybe they don't know everything they think they know.
Mm-hmm. And you know it all, right?
That's a good place to start.
Yeah, that's why there's so many Docaholics out there. All right, Doc.
There's more Docaholics than Mitchellholics. I can tell you that right now. Hey, people, I sounds like I need to start something with him.
Doc, do you want to give your thoughts on the match? I asked you that 2 minutes ago.
Well, I was just going to say, man, it's kind of funny Dusty booked himself to win, huh?
No
must
comment.
be good. It must be good to have the pencil, huh?
I'd say it's good to be the booker, man.
Gee, let me see who's going to win my match.
Just think about that though.
It must take a real special person to sit there and pencil yourself in going over.
But think about that when you're the booker. I mean, I like if I was a booker, I would feel like I'd never put myself over, because even if you do it the right way, it's gonna come off as you have an ego.
Yeah, you're a fucking belt mark.
Right. So like I would never if I'm the booker, I would be like, okay, I somebody else is gonna have to do this, and it ain't gonna be me. Just saying. I mean, we can't all be like Dusty Rhodes and Luke Hawx, who booked themselves to win their own belts.
Yeah, exactly.
Has Luke done that?
No, he did it. He was the champion, God, forever ago.
Yeah, like maybe one of the first.
Yeah.
And then he got that shit off himself, which is a smart thing to do when you're booking your own shit. I agree. So did that answer your question, Doc?
What? What question?
Oh my God. You said what? Never mind. Harper, any other thoughts on the finish right there with Dusty winning back the U.S. title? Let us keep moving. And
hold on.
We got... What? What now?
Don't you want to know how old they are?
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah. Well, yeah, go ahead.
Luger, this is shocking to me. Luger's the same age as Arn Anderson. Luger's 29. Yeah.
Yeah, that doesn't shock me too much because he played football for a few years
But he's touted as the young, new, hot thing, and Arn's the enforcer. It's just funny because they're the same age.
And he's touted as the new, young, hot thing too because he hadn't been in wrestling as long as Arn either.
Right.
So that's the perspective on it. It's wrestling experience, not just pure age. But I got you. 29. Wow. Jesus. Okay.
And we're gonna say Dusty's over the hill or past his prime, but this isn't gonna seem as old as it once did. Dusty's 42 there. How many people on this call are more than 42?
I am. Yeah. You know what's funny about Luger being 29 and Arn being 29? So fast forward then 9 years when the Monday Night Wars start kicking into high gear. They are 37 when the Monday Night Wars, start kicking off in 96 in the high gear.
And they got people telling them they're in the way and they're stealing the spotlight. That shit never ends.
Yeah. That's what it's just a weird, like when you start thinking about and putting things in that perspective, how they're there then, and I mean obviously into 97, so I mean there they are.
What person in what profession have you ever seen drawing a good paycheck go, you know what, I should really get out of the way for these kids?
Yeah.
None. I mean, it doesn't happen, which is why it's unrealistic.
And then especially when you're still drawing
or
have the book and think you're still drawing.
The ratings were fucking doing well.
No,
he's selling out shows.
Are you talking about once in 96? Or are you talking about right now?
I'm talking about like during the whole Monday Night Wars.
Right. See, that's a different story. If you're talking 96, 97, 98, when WCW business was great, hell yeah, if I'm 37, 38, 39, I'm like, nah, I ain't stepping aside. We're drawing, we're making big money. No, step to the side. Hell no. I've been at this a long time, but yeah.
Right. That's like Tom Brady, like, I'm going to step aside. We're still winning Super Bowls, but fuck it.
It's not fair to Jimmy Garoppolo. So
right, exactly.
All I know is Father Time does no jobs for no one, so you keep rolling until at least I feel like you keep rolling until the wheels fall off, because eventually them bitches will fall off. So, Doc, anything else before we go to the next one?
Well, it's time to set the world straight, get us back on the right axis, and get this thing going the right way, because I have not been in a good mood for the past couple of months with this shit in the title in the wrong place.
Okay. Tony Schiavone and Jim Ross are going to say a few words before we go to the ring. Here it is.
How do you top something like that? Well, I don't know if we can or not, but the opportunity is certainly going to present itself.
That's right.
Because the heavyweight championship of the world inside a steel cage in just a few moments. The man with hands of stone. Is he glory bound or is Ric Flair glory bound? We'll find out in just a few moments.
5 years ago, a man walked into a cage, the Challenger, during Starrcade. His name was Ric Flair. He walked out the champion. What's going to happen tonight? I think we're just about ready.
I can't wait. Why don't we go down to the ring?
Let's go.
Somebody needs to get Tony a damn throat loss, and she's losing his voice.
Okay. Sure. Now let me ask you a question.
Sure thing, Sunshine.
Harper, when Rick makes his entrance and Ronnie Garvin makes their entrance, what kind of big fight feel does this have?
Jesus.
Yeah, no, it feels fucking real as fuck.
You know how
Rick uses the term big, this is big time sports?
Yeah.
My exact note was Rick's entrance with the right music and how he's walking to the ring is big time sports.
It ain't the Super Bowl, but it is.
Well, because first of all, and it's just hard to put yourself back into this mindset. You didn't see this shit every day like you do every Monday night with the champ out there and a real match. I mean, the Monday Night War started that. So this was, and even then, back then, the three of us were even, much less going down to the arena. We weren't allowed to, we want to spend how much on what? So we weren't, we were locked out from this. This might as well have been happening on Mars for all we were concerned, because this was not happening for us. We were just hoping that we were in front of a TV on Saturday night, and hopefully they showed some still photography that we could see some pictures of what a real wrestling event looked like. So if you could go back and put yourself in that mindset, this is. I mean, we got to see some of it because like they showed when he beat Kerry Von Erich, when Kerry Von Erich beat Rick, they showed that around here for free forever. But this was huge. So that music, he's got his head kind of cocked up in the air like he's better than everybody else, and he's there to get back what's his. And Ron Garvin is just, he walks out there every man.
Harper, your thoughts on the big fight feel of it all?
Isn't it nice to see just two guys walk to the ring and
yes,
they're not just being put into like a smaller screen or pushing Snickers or fucking some stupid video game or something.
Yes. All the focus is where it deserves to be.
Yes.
And you don't have announcers screaming at you.
Right, screaming.
Come to the ring.
They shut the fuck up.
Over.
They shut the fuck up and let the moment dictate.
Mm-hmm.
Because you know what? At the heart of it, Shivani and JR are pros.
Oh, well, we're going to see that, Doc. I know you got some timestamps and whatnot. So this was very, very, this was spectacular. The entrances were great. And this is 87. I mean, I can argue and back and go, years prior were even better. And they were. It's just a big fight feel. This is big time. I mean, we said the same thing in 85 when it was Flair versus Dusty. This is for the goddamn NWA, the National Wrestling Alliance World Heavyweight title.
When at this time, if you were considered yourself a wrestling fan, regardless of the hype, this was the world title that mattered.
Mm-hmm.
There was one. Unless you lived up in the stinky Northeast or in Minnesota up Vern's ass, this was the world title, and everybody knew it.
Didn't WCCW World Class had its own world title at this time?
That was fake news.
Yeah, this is the actual NWA world title.
Yeah, no, I'm with you, man. This is.
Do you want me to give some ages? I think we should give some ages before this match starts, because it really talks about what's about to happen.
Yes, go ahead.
Ron Garvin is also a healthy, strong, 42 years old.
Damn.
Looks good, too, for his age.
Yeah.
Man. Okay.
And Rick is 38.
Wow.
So this is the oldest average age match by a long shot in this card. And you could argue that these two guys just got in there and beat the living shit out of one another.
They beat the fuck out of each other. I'm watching it on the Patreon video.
Yes.
Let me guess. Your first timestamp is at the 2 hour and 7 minute mark.
10 seconds before that. And you need to let it go. You need to let it go for like 30 seconds. And so it is shotgun blasts of chops.
206 is what you're saying?
And let it go into like 20 seconds into the next minute.
Okay, so
listen to just imagine getting hit with one of these.
All right, so I'm getting to it now.
Just one.
Here, I'll actually play it a little bit before it. This is right before Flair hits the woo. They're in the corner and they're about to break, and then it's about to start. So here it is. It's about 20 seconds before you said so, Doc. Here it is.
Ever witnessed. One of the most physical battles in wrestling, Jim, have been between these two men. A clean break, and the Nature Boy is the Nature Boy every step of the way. Here we go. There's nothing in sports
Here it comes.
like Ronnie Garvin and Ric Flair toe-to-toe. I agree with you. A lot of wrestlers are intimidated by Ron Garvin's hands, those hands of stone. One man that's not is Ric Flair. He respects them. You don't have to describe that at all.
Fucking.
And there's a couple of more interchanges like that later in the match. But that got JR. Did you hear him react to that? Oh.
I mean, Harper knows this. You could fake things in wrestling. I mean, what I mean by that is a hip toss. I mean, okay. And a suplex. It hurts, but damn. You cannot fake. The thing about the chop that always makes it so effective is that ain't fake. That's a fucking dude taking his hand and hitting you in the chest as hard as he can.
Yeah.
It's real.
I expected one of them's chest to open up. Because remember, Rick opened up a while back in the summer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was bleeding from his chest, man, just from chops. This thing at this chop fest at the beginning is ridiculous. I mean, Rick tries to chop Garvin a few times, and Garvin says, "Nah, brah," and fires right back.
It's shotgun blast to the chest. I guarantee you, if one of us got hit like that, our hearts would stop.
You said you showed this to Little Latrell. What did he say?
He looked at me like I just showed him a puppy dog getting beheaded, man, because he's used to watching this flippity-floppity stuff on Monday nights. He ain't ever really seen two rugged-ass dudes just get in the ring and pop each other before, for real.
There's like a sequence in the match where Garvin shoots Flair into the corner. Flair comes out, takes a big backdrop.
Yeah.
The beauty of it is Garvin gives him a chance to sell, and Rick does that. No!
Yeah. Comes up with his one hand up in the air.
God, it's just
Did you hear
so
at the
good.
beginning, did you hear the crowd with the big Garvin sucks chant?
That's nice.
Yeah.
I didn't hear that.
Yeah, I don't have a timestamp, but
I don't either, but man, that was a big chant. Garvin was just standing there, and I'm sure he's thinking like, what the hell?
Yeah.
Because I heard a shoot interview somewhere where he didn't want the belt. Like he didn't think he needed it.
Oh, like he was ready to give it up?
I don't think he wanted it in the first place.
Well, that's not what I remember. I remember he was supposed to get it in 86, and as a makeup, Dusty gave it to him in 87. But what I was going to say about him just at this, I think it's at this point, I think I've seen shoot interviews where he just didn't like Dusty's booking. Like he
did. Right, yeah.
He was getting to the. Yeah, he was just like to, and he doesn't really like bury him. He doesn't bury Dusty when I say he says that, but he's just like, I just Yeah, I just
So
Dusty's booking.
JR had two great lines in this.
Yeah, give it to me.
One of them was, matches like this shorten careers. I really believe that.
Mm-hmm.
What a great, because I was thinking it, but he said it exactly what I was thinking subconsciously, is that these guys are taking hide off of one. These guys are taking tread off the tire here of one another. And then later on.
Do you have a timestamp from that one?
No, I don't. I don't have a timestamp for either one. But later on, Garvin got Flair between the ropes and the cage, and Flair was just wobbly and weak-kneed and water-legged. And he said Flair would go down if he had anywhere to go. And it was just a perfect line of describing what Rick, because Rick was just being held up between the ropes and the cage at that point. And so they were telling one hell of a story. And JR was just rising to the moments. And this is, because you got to think, this is right along in that time. We're in that 3 to 4 year window of peak Jim Ross, in my opinion.
Yes.
JR started getting phenomenal in like 86 and then UWF and now 87 UWF and now obviously Crockett. JR is phenomenal. Harper, you were going to say something about JR too.
Yeah, JR is just he just makes all this feel so real
and big. It's amazing what happens when the participants and the announcer and the ring announcer all treat this like seriousness. Huh.
Like it's a real championship match.
Right.
Well,
gee.
Right. JR treats it like a real championship match, a real fight.
We're here for the most prestigious prize in the sport today. Something like that.
I totally agree. He just makes it real. So here's what I had from the match. Like I said, we had the chop fest in the beginning. We've already said this was a fight. I mean, there wasn't much else to say. I mean, it's a fight. Early on, there was, like Doc said, a Garvin sucks chant. Flair, after taking a few chops early, takes one of his famous Flair face bumps, and he begs for mercy a few times when he does this, which I love. Garvin, if you're watching on Patreon, he got the Garvin stomp in on him. Doc, we usually call, and Harper, we call this thing fair and analyze it the right way. Even things that we love. The only thing I thought from this match, so they had said this was supposed to be a no DQ, but a few times you see Tommy Young tell Flair not to close fist punch Garvin, but then Flair gets Garvin in the figure four, and Flair's using the ropes, but Tommy Young breaks him from using the ropes, and he doesn't call it DQ. So, like, it was kind of weird that happened. Again, just a little nitpick. Really don't want to do it, but I thought that was something to point out. And Tony Schiavone said at the start of the match, at one point he said, Tommy Young looks at the ropes and sees them shaking, and Flair lets go. So, I don't know, man. It's like Tony said it was a no DQ, but then you see stuff like that. So, Harper, you had asked me a second ago about the rules in the cage, and that was the one thing that kind of got me. I just wanted to point that out. I don't know. Did you catch that, Harper?
Nah, I mean, to be honest, I forgot this was a no DQ match.
Well, because Tommy Young is in there counting when Flair's...
Because I don't see anything that was considered...
The one thing I don't like about... Well, I think some of these guys back in the day got in there and forgot their stipulations in the heat of the moment. But the other thing is... is that one of the things that I don't like sometimes about cage matches is that we lose the match because we're too busy trying to escape the cage. And while they climbed up a little bit a couple of times, and Flair did that bump down to his nuts off down onto the top rope, they didn't spend any time trying to get out of there. They were in there to settle this and fight, and I like that. They weren't trying to think about escaping. This shit was I'm going to beat you until you give up.
Well, that's why when Harper was asking about the rules of the cage, I was just like, no, I mean, the purpose of the cage was to keep anybody out, and you still win by a 3 count. Like, the purpose of the cage wasn't for you to climb out of the cage. It was keep anybody out from interfering. That's why you had the cage. Anyway,
okay.
That's just what I was thinking. All right, Doc, any thoughts before we go to the finish?
Well, by the end, Rick's getting kind of bloody. He's been raked across the cage.
Yeah, he got launched in at one point. So, so here's the thing:
him bouncing around after going headfirst into the cage was always great.
Yeah, I agree. All right, let me fast forward to the finish. Harper, you don't have anything else before I play it?
Nah, bro.
All right.
Sunset flip. Flair's on top. He's on top. Man, we had 2 near falls there. Great officiating by Tommy Young. My God, this is the most physical battle I have ever witnessed. Tommy Young. There's the knockout punch. There it is. 1, 2. Flair's out. Flair got out. I don't know how he did it. Neither do I. Instinctively, he came out of there. Head first to the cage. Flair covers him. Disbelief among the fans. Many people cheering. Ric Flair is the champion again. The Nature Boy has just become the 5 times heavyweight champion of the world in one of the most physical battles in the history of this great sport. Ric Flair with the greatest victory of his career.
Well, JR can call it like it's real. Doc, I'll throw it to you. Any closing thoughts on Flair, 5-time world champion there?
I think it's hard to. Rick was amazing there, and Rick flew all over the ring. But it takes 2 to tango, and I think you can't lose sight of the fact that Garvin was really good here too.
I think Ronnie was great there. He really
These guys put in the work, and the sad part is that at the end of the day, nobody watched this shit.
Damn, Doc.
Because, well, Vince hijacked the pay-per-view, so nobody saw it. Everybody was watching his bullshit.
That's true, huh? I forgot about that. That sucks.
Yeah.
Harper, your thoughts on Flair winning again or anything else?
It was nice to see a match end when you think it should end with a big fucking move.
And no shenanigans, which was...
Right. No shenanigans. Not 50 fucking pinfalls.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what else was interesting is, so Flair got the belt, JJ's out there, he woos and takes off. But then they go up to the booth and they're talking to JR and Tony. And in the background, you can see if you look hard, you can see Ron Garvin getting out of the cage. You usually don't focus on the guy that lost the title and see him afterwards. But it was he just kind of got out of the cage and started to the back.
Yeah. All right, before we run out of time on the Patreon video, Doc, we got like 4 minutes on the Patreon video. Go ahead and rate it.
The whole pay-per-view from start to finish, correct?
Yes, of course.
Man, there were some good moments. This week was certainly, for obvious reasons, better than last week's. I'm going to say A-.
Harper, what about you? What are you going to give it?
I'll give it a B+. I don't like giving shit an A because then it's like how you top that. So I'll give it a B+.
I am torn between what Doc said and what you said, but the Road Warriors, the tag match that they had with Tully and Arn, along with the main, I do give it an A-. I think it was, I think that really, really helped it along. We still got to talk about how the UWF eventually is about to be buried.
Well, and some people will argue it ain't ever going to be the same after this.
Yeah, this is it.
Well, and we're going to, we'll be down that road. But Doc and I are A-. Harper is B+. But overall, a decent card. All right, I'm about to stop the Patreon video because we're near the end of it. But we will give out a Rolex, I assume. So let's go do that right here. Make sure you download on the free feed to get the rest of the show. All right. So
I am looking at the results for next year's Starrcade.
Oh boy. Don't do it. Don't do it. Yeah, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it to yourself, man. I'm telling you.
Why? Is that bad?
We need to do our Sopranos podcast and give this shit up.
Come on, Doc.
You heard me.
I told you parts of 87. I last year I was like, but then you watch it and like there's the good stuff ends up making up for the stuff that was like it's hard to look at that Starrcade we just watched. It was 2.5 hours and be really, really down on it when you got Flair and Garvin for the world title.
I'm gonna give you this one spoiler. Harper, he got shut out this year from an appearance, but let's just say Paul Jones figures his way back onto the card by next year's time.
Oh, wow.
Well, he's managing.
Right.
And the team, well, you could say it. People, it's a year.
Jesus
away.
He's got the Russian assassins who are Jack Victory and the Angel of Death.
Commando Ray.
Ray.
Wait till you see. Go ahead.
I don't even remember. I don't remember JYD being at WCW. Maybe I just haven't seen it in forever, but like maybe when I see it, like, oh, okay. But I just don't remember that.
It's easy to tune out, and you're talking to the biggest JYD fan there ever was in Mid-South Wrestling and his early career in WWF. It's very easy to tune it out because of what he looks like when he comes back.
Commando Ray. Jesus Christ.
They called him the junk food dog, or Meltzer did, I think it was.
That's nice.
Well, and we've got, 11, 12 months until Ted Turner comes into the scene? It's the last year of JCP.
I tell you what's interesting about 88. If you haven't done so, listen to Cornette's episode on the dying days of JCP, the last months, because he did that. He did like a special of, and he starts off in like the spring around like Bunkhouse Stampede time, and he goes through the purchase, and they do some. You won't. I can't say you'll see it in the TV, but they hot shotted a bunch of shit, in order to like build the houses back up, right before the sale. They tried, man.
I don't remember Bam Bam Bigelow and Oliver Humperdinck in a match doing fucking anything ever in my life.
And they're facing Barry Windham.
Yeah, with fucking JJ.
Okay, I guess Harper looked up the card.
Yeah, I don't remember. Damn, bro, this is like a mystery
Time
world.
Warp. It's like it's like
Bizarro World.
It is. And like the best part of it, like here's the thing about 88 is bad, quote unquote bad, I guess if you want to call it that. It can be at times. I actually think the fun part of it is I was starting to check out around this time. I'm out by 88. Like, so I'm going to be seeing a lot of this shit for the first time again. Like, I mean, I saw it here and there, but it was really, really spotty.
Well, your people do start fucking early, I guess.
That's nice, Doc.
The Russian assassins with Paul defeated Junkyard Dog and Ivan Koloff.
That's a matchup there.
Jesus. Might need to go ahead and make Starrcade 87 an A instead of an A-.
Yeah, really.
This sounds on a curve.
This sounds like a fucking a fucking house show in like a National Guard armory.
That's nice, Harper.
I'm just saying, fucking the fuck.
Right.
Harper, how do you not remember? You were like plugged into it during.
That's
that
what
time.
I'm saying. I don't remember fucking Hopper Dink and all and fucking whatever. I guess is this WCW yet?
No, not
I don't remember that.
No, I don't think this. Oh, fuck, man. Somebody's gonna correct me. No. I don't. I mean, well, you're saying is it WCW yet, but it's still NWA, and
right?
it's
Yeah,
by WCW, but so I don't remember. I think Turner like bought it right before. I think he bought it right before Starrcade '88. I think. Fuck, I don't remember. I think he bought it right before. And my inbox will blow up now, and people will say, "Ah, do you know?" I think he bought it right before that.
Dusty versus the Road Warriors. I remember that.
So do you remember more from '89? Is that what you're saying?
Probably so. Yeah.
Okay, we won't look at it right now, but yes. So anyway, A-, and B+. Harper now wants to give it an A+ now that he looked at 88. Okay. All right. So I don't know. Rolex. We didn't give it out. Who are we giving a Rolex to? Do we have to give it to a person? I feel like you can give it to a match.
Give it to the match. Give it to Rick.
Doc, Well, Harper was going to say what I was thinking. Go ahead, Harper. What are you saying?
I mean, just give it to Rick and fucking Garvin.
Yeah, I feel like you got to give it to Rick and Garvin. Doc, what do you think?
I'm giving it to Rick and Garvin.
Yeah, that's what I would think. And while we're giving the Rolex to them, if you want a Rolex, actually, I don't think you can get it from Amazon, but use our Amazon referral link at tinyurl.com/BTTAmazon. Great way to support this show. Give that link to your wives, girlfriends, hoes, and side pieces in your life and tell them to use it. Again, that's tinyurl.com/BTTAmazon. And if you want the video version of our Starrcade review, make sure you go to tinyurl.com/PatreonBTT. That's tinyurl.com/PatreonBTT. And you get all the extra content, the video reviews, the world-class shows. Harper and I and Doc are going to cut an episode on Abducted in Plain Sight, which is the craziest shit you'll ever watch on Netflix. Netflix just saw the views of that stupidity go up just because we mentioned it at Harper. But check out our our Patreon at tinyurl.com/PatreonBTT for the world-class shows, the video reviews, and all the extra stuff up on the Patron feed, and we would appreciate it. Doc, I just need to take care of some business, man. You got anything else before we get out of here, though?
No.
All right. So do us a favor. Check out the wrestling podcast about nothing but ROH's Brian Malonis, who was a special guest a couple of weeks back. He and Mike Crockett do their show. They had on Kerry Silken about 2 weeks ago, and it was a really, really good interview. I listened to it, and they did an exceptional job with Kerry from ROH. Really, really good stuff. So check them out. Again, that's the WPAN or Wrestling Podcast About Nothing with ROH's Brian Malonis and Mike Crockett. That drops every single Monday morning. And also check out our Vantage Point, the Retro Wrestling Podcast, run by Joe Murata and Michael Quinn. Slightly classier, a little bit more professional, the northern version of BTT. They definitely don't use the language that we use. Check them out. They cover the WWF side of things. Harper, if you don't have anything else, because I don't think you have a Wildcat plug at this point.
No.
But we are getting closer to X-Rated, and I can't wait.
Yeah.
I'll say that. Yes. So as soon as we have the official date, we'll announce it for all the Docaholics out there who want to attend. Harper, it's time to get out of here. Hit the tagline for us and take us home.
Book it, bitch.
Thank you to all the patrons out there. We appreciate you being a patron each and every month for Booking the Territory Pro Wrestling Podcast and making this show possible twice a week with the Smoky Mountain Review Show and the NWA Show. And special shout out to all of the Hall of Fame patrons: Marlon Mealer, Josh Warren, Everett, Star, Mike Childry, K_Row86, Disrespectfully Classy, Marky Blassie, Jeffrey, Craig Norman, Johnny on Patreon, the great John Dean, at YRC21, Josh Dunn, at Ryan in Auburn, good old Justin, Robert Smith, Joseph Ice, Tim Arechi, the BTT, what am I looking for, Tim? The BTT Research Department, there you go. Adam Price, Brian Evans, Mark Wilson, Armando Martinez, David Jordan, Jesse Jacobs, Josh Fields, Chris Myers, Gerald Green, Mitchell Johnson, Mike Pru, Will Parker, Jeremy Bryant, Classy Alex, Slider91 US, David DeVries, Frog Zeppelin, SV Pagem, Bill Salsa, Big Rich, at Spyboy Sports Cap, Ari Miller 39, Dustin Roberts, Jay Shiny 21, Ruben Espinoza, and Merciless Jones, Jesse Lucas, Chris Browning, Justin_Andretti, Codeman822, Marty Howell, and T-Hog94. Thank you for being Hall of Fame patrons. There's a lot of you out there now, and I definitely appreciate you being Hall of Fame patrons. So thank you very much. And also, before I get out of here, you heard Doc earlier in the show mention the Bottom Line Cast. So check out my buddy Mike Pru as they go through the career of Stone Cold Steve Austin. Him and his buddy JV break down the career of Stone Cold month by month on a weekly basis. I believe now they are up to 1998. Could be wrong, but go back and check out their 1996, 97 episodes. Or just dive in on the most current episode and enjoy. New episodes, they come out every single Wednesday on all their platforms. So there you go. Check it out. Mike Pru's show, The Bottom Line Cast. You can also follow them on Twitter at Bottom Line Cast. That's all I have. Thanks again to all the patrons out there, and I hope you enjoyed this week's show.